don't like that. What about this one? Yeah, there we go. All righty. Here we are. And let's get right into the 23-3 mock draft. The last few have been very similar to how they've been in the past. All right. And I don't, obviously want them to always be the same. So I kind of changed that around. But right now, draft order is done by, how the teams finished in the NBA. But so Pistons get Vic, Scoot to the Rockets, Amon Thompson to the Spurs. This one's a little different. I've had Brandon Miller going there, but Amon Thompson, they need a point guard, and they seem to love their athletic freaks. Jeremy Soham worked out really well for them. So maybe that's where they want to go. Asar Thompson is another guy who's been carrying a lot of hype. So Hornets go there after Amon Thompson's gone. Brandon Miller goes to the Trailblazers. Cam Whitmore to the Magic. Jarace Walker to the Pacers. Anthony Black, who's the Tyrese Halliburton. Josh Giddey of the draft class to my Washington Wizards. Jazz go with another shooter. Grady Dick. Taylor Hendricks. Perfect fit for the Mavs. Kassan Wallace to Orlando. Maybe they trade a point guard. Nick Smith goes to the Thunder. They, could go for another backup guard. Jet Howard brings some shooting to Toronto. Keontae George gives them depth at the wing position. Jordan Hawkins, another shooter at the wing. Dariq Whitehead's a 3-and-D guy. Jalen Hood-Schifino is a guy who was a point guard in college, but I could see him being kind of like a Quentin Grimes in the NBA. Bryson Sabo is a thick boy that the Heat would love. Chris Murray's, could be like a poor man or kind of similar player to Marcus Morris, Markieff. Rain Rupert could be like an OG Anunoby. Noah Clowney is a beast at rebounding. He's going to be a great player. So is Gigi Jackson. And Noah Clowney's been climbing. Gigi Jackson's kind of been sliding. Maxwell Lewis is a 6'7" freak for Pepperdine, better than Kessler Edwards. Kobe Buffkin is a guy who's been climbing up the boards, and I forget who they compared him to. Was it De'Aaron Fox? Somebody compared him. Leonard Miller is a 6'10" point forward who grew 8 inches like a year or two ago. Fits perfect for what Grizzlies love. Colby Jones is a mix of Josh Hart and Draymond Green. He fits immaculately with what the Pacers are trying to do. Taquavian Smith would give them another point guard, and they drafted, earlier Asar Thompson. Asar Thompson is more of a wing. Taquavian Smith is more like a Tyrese Maxey, Emmanuel quickly. Bilal Coulibaly is like another OG Anunoby type player. James Nanji is one of my favorite bigs in this class from Barcelona. Sidi Sissoko from the G League Ignite is a guy who's a long, raw player people will like, especially like the Clippers. Julian Strother is a good 3-point shooter. So is Andre Jackson. Marcus Sasser, defensive dog. Jalen Wilson, kind of a Torrey Craig guy. Brandon Podezemski, 3-point shooter. Jaime Jaquez Jr. would give him, a vet who could probably go in. Derek Lively is a really good player, but he's kind of an old school center, so that's why he slid. Keontae Johnson stays in purple, goes to K-State. Terrence Shannon Jr. goes to the Hornets. Adem Bona goes to be the backup center to Denver. Tracy Jackson Davis goes to Charlotte. Amari Bailey to the Wizards. Dylan Mitchell to the Blazers. Ricky Council, the fourth, to the Spurs. Coleman Hawkins to the Grizzlies. Nikola Drusic to the Hawks. Muhammad Guy to the Lakers. Kobe Brown, 6'8", kind of Rui Hachimura build to the Clippers. Ryan Kalmrenner to the Cavaliers. Zach Edey to the Pacers. Imani Bates goes to the Nets. Julian Phillips to the Suns. Judah Mintz to the Timberwolves. Then you got Jordan Walsh to the Kings. Deron Holmes II to the Pacers. Arthur Kaluma to the Grizzlies. These two picks, 57, 58, are voided. They're forfeited. And Bobby Clipman, who's probably going to be a first-round pick, let's be honest, to the Wizards. And Kevin McCullough to the